Beloved, I am so glad you are here. I am Reverend Amani Malaika, and we are wrapping up our series on freedom. Freedom beginning within you. And if you've missed those videos and want to get caught up, I really invite you to go back and check them out. And let's dive in. I want to share maybe a challenging idea from Lama Rod Owens. He says, your decision to try to get free means that it will not always be comfortable. It is easy to get distracted and to conflate comfort with freedom. It is not always comfortable, and it is really easy to sell our freedom for comfort, right? And even without enough awareness to misunderstand comfort as freedom, right? Maybe the comforts of material success, the comforts of popularity, the comforts of privilege, depending on where you are socially located in this life. But comfort is not freedom. Comfort is often in the way of your freedom. Privilege is not freedom. Often it can be in the way of your freedom. Freedom requires authenticity. Freedom is you knowing yourself whole and living your wholeness, being your whole, true, authentic self. And when you and I begin to sit with the places in our lives, which I asked you to do a few weeks ago, to sit with the places in your life where you are not feeling free, to honestly assess where in your life you are not shining or not showing up wholly, fully, authentically. And my best guess, because I know it from my own life, is because I've chosen comfort over my freedom. I've chosen comfort over my wholeness. I shared with you earlier in the series, that there's a compulsive eating habit that I have struggled with off and on my whole life. And when I am in that behavior, I am trading my freedom for comfort. Literally comfort food. Literally comfort eating. And there are many, 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 many ways you and I trade our freedom for comfort. So one of the things that I have come to understand in my own life is that my ability to be uncomfortable is in direct proportion to my ability to experience freedom and my wholeness. Yeah. My ability to sit in discomfort, to sit in the discomfort of vulnerability with myself and with others, to sit in the discomfort of really hard feelings, to sit in the discomfort of not being popular, maybe not being invited to participate in this or that, because I've chosen instead to show up authentically and freely, unapologetically as who I am. Comfort is not the way to freedom. And so one of the conscious decisions that you have to make on your path to get free is, what are you willing to give up to have a life of freedom? There is going to be giving up. Rev Angel Kyoto Williams tells us, if we do not exchange our comfort for the truth, we may exchange our humanity for our privilege. Oh, Ouch. If I do not exchange my comfort for truth, I run the risk of giving up my wholeness, my humanity, my purpose for having breath in my body as a divine being. And I think sometimes the pressure from out here is strong. The fear of the discomfort is strong sometimes. And sometimes I think to myself, I don't want to say the thing. I just want them to think I'm nice. Right? Sometimes you just want people to like you. But when you choose being nice and being liked over being true, it's actually a disregarding of the divine. When you and I choose comfort because we're afraid of the consequences of authentically speaking and showing up and showing out, it's like saying, no thanks, God. I know you put me on earth to be the life of you, to be an expression of this holy, blessed goodness. Yeah, but I'm going to take a pass. I don't feel like doing it. It feels too hard. It is not what you have been put here for. Your freedom is what you've been put here for. Who you are, as you are, is been asked for, has been divinely appointed to be here now and give yourself to this life, as you are. And so when you choose comfort, when you choose popularity and privilege instead, you're denying life, your beloveds, the collective, the community, your family, your neighborhoods, your coworkers, the gift of you. You deny me the gift of you. And I know it is not easy. Sometimes it feels downright exhausting. But the exhausting part isn't the showing up authentically. That actually comes with a whole bunch of ease. When you and I peel away all the BS, all of the exhausting ways that we try to shape and contort and be something other than we are, that's what's got me tired. That's what's got you tired. And I want you to just spend a moment right now, really sitting with, what would you lose? What would you lose if you showed up wholly and authentically in your life? Who would you lose? What false position of power would you lose? Would you be less popular in your circle of friends? Would your boss consider you unacceptable? What would you have to give up? But really, or is most of what you would lose the exhaustion coming from the fear of showing up? What if the thing you would really give up is all of the contorting and shape-shifting and chameleoning you do to be accepted in some false imagination? What if growing your capacity to push through and be through those fears is so worth it, and that the rewards are beyond what you can even conceive of? This is the divine's great gift to you as aliveness itself. The great gift of life itself is to be here alive as you are in all of your unique and beautiful, authentic ways. And every story and trauma and bullshitty outer set of circumstances, structures, and systems that have told you otherwise, you get to let them go. You get to claim your invitation to life, to be exactly who you are as a divine emanation of the One. And in so doing, you get to put down the weight of all this other bullshit. You get to put down the weight of societal norms that told you to be something else. The weight of upholding this limited imagination of others, of ancestors, of those who came before, of those who invented, all of the supremacy and oppression systems we are currently wrestling with, by simply choosing to grow your capacity to authentically show up and show out, to shine your light, is what will let you put that weight down. That is how you get to experience your freedom. And my darling, you are worth it. And you can. Which is why I want to come back to Michael Beckwith's visioning. And one of the things I shared with you in week 1 were the questions, the juicy questions. And he talked about that it begins with a question behind the place you're struggling. There's an underlying question. And that question leads to an answer. And that answer leads to an action. An action you are being inspired from within to take. And that action is what shows you the way to a life of freedom and authenticity. But you and I have to grow our capacity to take the action. You and I have to bring our attention back to ourselves and our inner lives and what is true, so that we can gather the courage, which is what I talked about last week, gather the courage to take the action that is rising from within, the action that is inspired from your cultivating this intimate knowledge of your own inner wisdom and truth, your divine conversation with yourself. And I want to remind you, Rev Angel says, if we do not exchange our comfort for the truth, we may exchange our humanity for our privilege. And I'm telling you, whatever privileges you are experiencing, whatever you're afraid of losing, is not worth this life of freedom, this capacity to authentically live and be and love in your unique, divinely appointed way. So for your homework, I want you to take what has been rising in your visioning practice and listen for the action that's being asked of you. And I want you to share that action in community, with your prayer partner, with your beloveds, with family. Share it in our Facebook forum. I want you to share it out loud. And hopefully that gives you that extra boost of courage to take the action. And as you contemplate taking the action, and as you begin to take the action, because you're going to take the action, I want you to allow that to grow your imagination, to grow what you see and know as possible for your way of life, for your way of freedom. My darling, how good it is to be free. And how good it is to grow that freedom into greater good and collective freedom for all. And so it is.